So more information has surfaced about Jason David Frank's death. So Jason and his wife Tammy, they're in the middle of a divorce. They checked into a hotel together, but in separate rooms. They got into a heated fight in Tammy's room, and then the hotel staff had to come and calm things down. So late Friday night or early Saturday morning, they got into another argument, and Jason locked Tammy out of his room. Tammy was concerned for Jason's safety, so around 5 a.m. she called the police. When the cops couldn't make contact with Jason, they contacted the hotel and the staff let them into the room. Then they found that he hung himself in the bathroom. This is so sad.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Tina. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties going on there.
I don't know who did that.
So yeah, we had some technical difficulties going on there. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the show. I had some stuff on in the background that I was trying to fix, and it was not working, darling. So I'm gonna give this another try again. Let's see what happens here.
I can't hear you. You're muted.
I forgot to unmute myself.
But it sounds like it's echoing though.
Huh?
Oh no, I don't hear echo anymore.
Yeah, so I got the laptop going to make it easier for me to maneuver during the show and stuff. So welcome to the show, everybody. So what do we have going on tonight? So it's been actually quite a few things that has happened before we get into the topic of the reason that we are here tonight. So one of the things that you guys just saw, the video had just played, is where they gave the update of the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank. What happened with him? Yes, that's what he was talking about.
Okay, I kind of missed it a little bit.
Okay, so him and his wife was at a hotel. Him and his wife Tammy got into an argument. It was reported that he locked her out the room, and he left. She left, and then I guess she tried to go back to the room. He wouldn't let her in. She called the police and said she had some concerns, whatever, about him, and the police called the hotel. Hotel had went into the room, do like a wellness check on him. They found him in the bathroom. He had hung himself.
Right.
So I don't remember who I was talking to, but that was one of my theories that I had came up with before that this news came out about well, after the news came out about his death, and they really didn't know why he had hung himself or whatever, or how he died. No, we didn't know it was suicide, but I figured it had something to do with the wife and the whole divorce thing. I just knew it. It's like these two was together, and the next thing you know, awesome. I said awesome, so he hangs himself. I was like, what if she gave him some type of drugs to make him like freak out or trip out, and then he's just like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying because what you said is just so random. He was young, you know, so you feel like it had to be like an acute cause or something that was a new onset. You don't feel like it was something that was a chronic type of thing or maybe an exasperating factor or a trigger, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it just seemed very off because like from the videos and stuff that of him on social media like leading up to this, and then him was talking about upcoming gigs he had coming up. There was the whole Power Rangers reunion thing, and then on top of that, last year he put out a video about mental health illness where he played like different characters, like people who were struggling with depression and anxiety and all these other things that are signs of like a mental health illness. So he was very aware of mental health illnesses. He very aware of triggers and everything. So it was just like,
What happened? 'Cause
yeah.
he really hadn't been. I mean, I know he'd been out doing shows and stuff like that, but he wasn't like really in the limelight for doing anything crazy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, when he's posting stuff on his social media pages, like he's showing his stuff at like comic book conventions, Comic Con, different stuff. Like the Power Rangers, I guess they're trying to do like a reboot or some type of like reunion show with the original
Mhm,
Power Rangers and stuff. Because they were him and the original Black Power Ranger, the
mhm.
person that replaced the Black Power Ranger, the original Blue Ranger, and one of the other people. I think the one who replaced the I don't know her nationality, the Chinese
Yes,
one,
Ranger, right?
Japanese. Her, the
She was
black
Blue
girl.
Ranger, right?
She was the Yellow Ranger.
Yellow Ranger.
The
Was it?
Yellow Ranger, the one that the black girl replaced was the Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
But they were all photos together like recently. So I'm like, oh, they're doing a Power Ranger reunion or whatever. And then all of a sudden, this happened. Like one of the guys, he had posted a video on TikTok. He was like, I just talked to Jason 2 days ago and everything seemed fine. Everything seemed normal. And then for this to happen, he's like, I'm heartbroken. He was like, and then he was like, I think he said Jason had called him the day before or the day of, and he was like, I didn't answer, and I wish I would have answered the phone and all this. It's very heartbreaking. And I really truly feel like the wife had something to do with it, with an ex-wife or whatever. They technically still married, have something to do with it.
I mean, I guess the world may never know at this point, right? Until some charges come out, because that is weird for a person to want to hang themselves.
Right. Like normally it's like, they it's the quick, I
Cutting or
don't know, the
pills or
cutting,
shooting
right, cutting pills or the
or like shooting.
yeah. So I'm like, for this just to happen, and then and then this happened right after them two have an argument with each other. Like, it was just something seemed really weird about the situation.
Hmm. Well, I mean, RIP. It's a lot of that going around right now, but I am curious to see if something else comes about. Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Also, just to change topics real quick. Um, oh, I'm so sorry. So the student loan plan, the student loan,
Ooh, child, don't get me
th-
started.
they extended the pause on making student loan payments until to figure out what's going on
Oh,
within the
okay.
court. system. So, and then they're saying that the student loan payments thing won't resume until after a decision is made on the court cases. And what they are saying is if the whole forgiveness thing is shot down, by June of next year, people will have 30 days. I think it's 30 to 60 days. People will start having after June 30th, I believe.
Why would it be shut down? I feel like if anything, they should revisit it or revise the legislation, include more people, because I think that's why there's a pause to the repayment thing. It was some people was feeling like it was unfair because everybody wasn't included in the loan forgiveness. And I get it.
Mhm.
So then they should revise their plan and then allow more people to get it, right? Kind of like when we had the pandemic checks, right?
Mhm.
Uh, at first, only certain people were eligible. So then they broadened the horizons of the group of people that would be eligible for getting a little stimmies.
Right.
So I
Mhm.
feel like if anything, that'd be really stupid for them to roll all of this out, you know, and there wasn't any previous like um lawsuits going on when they made it very clear that this is what they were going to do, and they let them make a whole website, and people were getting confirmations that they done any other information that they qualified, like went through all these steps to put a pause to it. So I don't feel like it's going to go away. I feel like they just got to do some more advice and so more people are included, hopefully.
Uh, yeah, because I think people who are included are people who make up to $120,000 a year are included in it. And a lot of people who are against this or shit now they're like, well, they feel like people are lazy and people are just wanting to keep taking advantage of the system or the situation or whatever, as into why they still are getting student loan. They doing the whole student loan forgiveness thing, and then a lot of people saying, well, I worked really hard and I did this and that and I paid off my loans in full, and for them to come back and do this, I'm like. And I look at some of these people careers. I'm like, it's 20,000 up to $20,000 that was taken off, and for some of these people who didn't go to schools that or didn't receive any type of Pell grants while they're in school, and they use all loans to pay for their college tuition. You're only getting $10,000. Like y'all are angry about $10,000. And to be honest, $10,000 is not a lot of money in 2022. Like there are people who have 60, 70, 80, $90,000 in student loan debt. So now instead of them having to spend the next probably 25 years paying off that money, taking off that $20,000 or so, instead of 25 years, maybe I'm done in 10 years paying back my student loan. Like every bit helps. And just
Yeah,
because I'm like,
turns out I'm free money now.
I'm right, and I'm not knocking nobody who paid off, did what they were supposed to, paid off their student loans or whatever the case may be. Good for you. Now, for those people who passed student loans and can prove that they had student loans, and I like, well, maybe they should actually do something where like those people who have paid their student loans off and fully within the last 2 years who got private loans or Pell grants, um, maybe they can get like a rebate check
Yeah, because I
or
think
something.
that's, well, y'all can't see where I'm at right now. Hold on here. So yeah, I think that's what the problem was it was the people that were getting private loans, right?
Right,
So yeah, I feel like they should put some type of clause in there so they are included. I get it, you know? So
right.
I mean, I think it was more geared towards the working middle class. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
It was more geared towards. It's basically geared towards the working middle class people who I feel like deserve a break because the working middle class people has been keeping this country floating during this whole entire pandemic and got nothing. in return. So I think this is a good idea to gear it towards the working class. Now, with that being said, if you guys are not aware, there was a shooting at a gay club in Colorado Springs, and I'm going to play this video clip for you guys. So just bear with me, and I'm going to play this video clip for you guys, and then we're going to talk about it.
Well, I told you that a lot of people looked and sounded bored during Donald Trump.
The wrong video, y'all. I don't know if I have the video. Oh.
This
Okay.
is the Colorado Springs shooting suspect, Anderson Lee Aldrich, pictured with his mother, who I'm going to talk about in a moment, and his California Assemblyman grandfather, Randy Vogel, who serves the San Diego area. This is Aldrich and his mother, whom he threatened with a bomb in 2021. He was arrested, police were called, and the question is, why would this man have access to any type of an assault weapon? Well, according to several sources, it was grandfather Randy Vogel, California Assemblyman, who made sure that his grandson had access to the weapons that he wanted by ensuring that his record was sealed. And mind you, this happened in Colorado Springs, the congressional district served by Lauren Boebert. I'm going to talk about her in a moment. But before making the video on Boebert, I want to talk about Omar Martin, the murderer who killed and gunned down people at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. We knew his name, we knew his background immediately following the killing. Why is it that national media has failed to give us information on Aldrich? I had to dig deep to find out who the killer was, although he was stopped that night by patrons of the nightclub. By gay men, mind you, not the police. I have yet to hear Anderson Lee Aldrich's name mentioned on mainstream media. I have yet to hear it. I have yet to hear anyone denounce this as an act of domestic terrorism committed by this man. My heart breaks for the people of Colorado Springs. My heart breaks for the entire LGBTQIA plus community of which I am a member. And I hope and I pray for justice and retribution and peace and solace that surpasses understanding for the families of all victims.
So, with that being said, hopefully Tina can still hear me. Hopefully y'all can still hear her if she chime in. So, with that being said, I'm sorry, guy. I'm seeing two different Tinas at the bottom of the screen right now. That was threw me off. So, with that being said, the fact that, like he said, he had to do all this research and dig to figure out who this man was that did this shooting at this nightclub. Once again, it's crazy because I really didn't hear about this shooting. It was like hours later after the shooting. Normally when stuff like this happen, it's breaking news and stuff. I didn't hear nothing about this until hours later. I didn't know anything about who the killer was until I saw this video on TikTok. There is so many different things. It's like, and the fact that they let this man try to hide or to conceal try to hide or conceal like what his grandson did. It just blows my mind how something like this can happen and how something like this can happen. It just blew my mind.
What
The
is
fact
going
that
on?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know old man Theta better not have any earbuds because he started echoing as soon as he came in.
Fuck you. I ain't got no damn earbud.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's just somebody in your
I think
background.
it says celebration on the top.
Celebration?
Yeah, I just picked it off
wait.
the website.
Okay, so celebration.
Do you need my name? Tina.
Where's Tina?
Yes.
Okay.
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 What the
Okay.
hell is that?
She's picking up her son cake for his birthday tomorrow. But so yeah, so Thea, I was talking about the shooting at the gay club in Colorado Springs that they didn't know. There was no information. Like I didn't know about the shooting until hours later. The news outlet never announced who the person was. And then in the video that I had just played, the kid who did the shooting at the club he was arrested for a bomb threat against his own mother last year. And his grandfather had the record sealed, and then gave his grandson access to assault rifles. So the grandson took one of the grandfather's assault rifles, went to Colorado Springs, and went to a gay club and shot at the gay club and killed people.
Yeah, I heard somewhat about that. That's foul, man. It doesn't. These people start valuing life.
I feel like the grandfather needs to be charged also for providing the weapon.
Well, did he provide it, or did he? I mean, did he give the kid permission to go in his cabinet or whatever and get it?
No, so the grandfather is on the California State Assembly, so he had his grandson record sealed so that his grandson can have access to assault rifles. And then they showed this man's collection of assault rifles in a video. Um, where's the video clip? I'm gonna replay the video clip for you.
Okay.
This is the Colorado Springs shooting suspect, Anderson Lee Aldridge, pictured with his mother, who I'm going to talk about in a moment, and his California Assemblyman grandfather, Randy Vogel, who serves the San Diego area. This is Aldridge and his mother, whom he threatened with a bomb in 2021. He was arrested, police were called, and the question is, why would this man have access to any type of an assault weapon? Well, according to several sources, it was grandfather Randy Vogel, California Assemblyman, who made sure that his grandson had access to the weapons that he wanted by ensuring that his record was sealed. And mind you, this happened in Colorado Springs, the congressional district served by Lauren Boebert. I'm going to talk about her in a moment. But before making the video on Boebert, I want to talk about Omar Martin, the murderer who killed and gunned down people at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. We knew his name, we knew his background immediately following the killing. Why is it that national media has failed to give us information on Aldridge? I had to dig deep to find out who the killer was, although he was stopped that night by patrons of the nightclub. By gay men, mind you, not the police. I have yet to hear Anderson Lee Aldridge's name mentioned on mainstream media. I have yet to hear it. I have yet to hear anyone denounce this as an act of domestic terrorism committed by this man. My heart breaks for the people of Colorado Springs. My heart breaks for the entire LGBTQIA plus community of which I am a member. And I hope and I pray for justice and retribution and peace and solace that surpasses understanding for the families of all victims.
So you saw the video where they had the very young kids with oh shit, with the guns and stuff. So it's to me, it's a whole crazy situation. What happened?
Trump.
This is some Trump mess.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the fucker with the red cap on, that's a Trump supporter, motherfucker. So, I mean, these people, a lot of these people up in higher rank and with money, they do shit like that to protect their grandkids, their kids, or whatever have you, their family members. But I don't understand how something like that could be here without it raising a red flag somewhere. I mean, didn't they say that he threatened his mama with a bomb?
Yeah, and the police was called and he was arrested.
Okay, I don't get it. And shit is just corrupt.
I had to refresh my tab.
Shit is just corrupt, man.
Dude, the technology issues, people. The technology issues we got going on here. But yeah, oh wait, I'm sorry, I got two microphones going. I'm sorry.
That's probably you echoing.
You know what? I can't wait for you to go in the home.
Oh, thank you.
You need to be in the home. But speaking of Donald Trump, my sound is not. It's this. Hold on, y'all.
Her home.
Okay, is it echoing?
No.
Okay. So speaking of Donald Trump, I got a video to play, and this video came out right after he announced that he's running in 2024.
Well, I told you that a lot of people looked and sounded bored during Donald Trump's big 2024 announcement. It turns out that it wasn't just my perception. people were trying to leave the room at Mar-a-Lago last night, and Mar-a-Lago staff blocked people from leaving the room. Understand that. The Trump announcement was so boring. People were trying to get out, and they were forced to stay in the room. Here is ABC's Jonathan Karl. Folks, this is beyond parody. It is stunning that this is the world we now live in. Listen to this.
Incredibly low energy. I actually saw people trying to leave, and people leaving early even before.
And by the way, Trump is speaking right now.
He was done. He's still speaking now. And then they, I think perhaps a little concerned that the hall would empty out too much. They actually started preventing people from leaving. So now they're no longer allowing people.
What an electric atmosphere at Mar-a-Lago, where it's quiet enough for a reporter to do a stand-up while the speech is still going on. I mean, think of that. That in and of itself is amazing. And increasingly, of course, the question is, has Trump fizzled out? The polling is not looking good. DeSantis is leading Trump in just about every poll. And DeSantis hasn't even announced that he's running for anything yet. So the question of whether Trump fizzled out is one question. The speech really was very low energy. And at one point, the camera panned to Trump's family, and they were all just kind of standing there awkwardly. It wasn't even really clear they were that into it. And there were some reports that not everybody in Trump's family wanted him to do this. Ivanka Trump, as far as was reported, wasn't even at the speech. And we actually have video here. I'll play this. You can see a crowd milling from screen right to screen left, and they're just quite literally blocked. There's a bunch of staffers in the lower left preventing anybody from getting out. The entire thing was going to empty out, and people were blocked. Security or whatever these people are, not letting them leave. Forget about freedom of speech. They don't even have freedom of movement at Mar-a-Lago. So that was quite remarkable. Here's another moment of just how bored people were. This was while Trump was speaking, and you see many empty seats and just absolutely no energy here.
They've devalued their currency, whether it was the pound or whether it was the yuan or the yen.
Yeah.
And I used to fight like cats and dogs with the leaders of other countries.
Like a dog. Video at one point also caught Roger Stone. This is pretty funny. Stone was there, and I can't think of anyone looking more bored about all of this than Roger Stone. He looks like he's wondering where the exits are, or maybe the bar.
And they let it go back up. Instead of putting America last, as the Biden administration has done very, very openly and bravely.
My God, it really was like Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. And much of the crowd mentally checked out, but quite literally not allowed to leave. Just one more clip here, just to give you the flavor of what was going on. One guy doing YMCA, okay? Check, if you're watching, look at the middle of the room. He notices no one else is doing it, and then he stops. So lower energy, hard to imagine. Trump didn't seem that into it. His family certainly didn't seem that into it. The crowd didn't seem very much into it. And one of the most interesting aspects of this was even Fox News didn't seem that into it. And I want to talk about that next.
All you can do is shake your head.
That's funny.
What I
But
did?
how can you hold somebody inside a joint?
Like, he literally was holding them hostage.
Mm-mm.
Like,
You know,
where do they do that at?
it would have been a fight going on.
I just can't with that man. I can't with him. Somebody needs to take him and
What you doing?
okay, what's the sound that's going on? Okay, how's the sound?
It sounds better now.
Okay. Is it echoing?
Nope.
Okay. Sorry, guys. It's technology issues that's going on. I'm sorry. But yeah, the whole Trump thing was hilarious. He was holding these people hostage. Nobody had any energy. I think that Republicans got the hint that Generation Z is not fucking with their Democratic. I mean, not the Democratic, the Republican Party. If you guys don't know, um, if you don't know, the Republican Party are conservatives where they want to keep things the same. They don't want the world to progress and have change. So these people that are part of this Republican Party probably see things as a time where white supremacists ruled the world type stuff. And we're Democrats, they are for change in the progression of society and the progression of the world. So I think they're starting to realize like maybe we do need to make some changes to our party to get this Generation Z's to start voting for us, because once these these people that's like 70, 80, they're going to stop voting. Some of them are going to start voting, they're going to stop caring. A lot of those people who were born during a time who were considered young during the white supremacy era that is now older, those people are dying off. So it's now that they can really feel white supremacy starting to slip out their hands. To me, it's leaving them. So vote blue and the power of the Christmas tree.
What about Christmas?
So, Tina still isn't home yet. So the title of the show was Joanna Bonet Ramsey. And Tina was supposed to. Well, that was close enough. And Tina was supposed to tell y'all about her story and murder.
I can still tell her.
Robbie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna let Tina take the floor.
Okay. All Man Theater. Do you remember the whole JonBenet Ramsey thing?
Who? Oh,
You
I remember bits and pieces of it.
JonBenet Ramsey, the little pageant
Pageant
queen.
girl.
Yes, her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So JonBenet Ramsey, as I said, she used to compete in pageants. Was found dead one day at the age of 6. Now, it is so many just weird things surrounding this, right? So it started off with the parents calling the police saying that they can't find their child. And they got a ransom note for demanding an amount of $118,000 in exchange for their daughter, right? Okay. So police do what they're supposed to do. They show up to the house, right? Get to asking questions. So it was an obscene amount of red flags throughout this whole thing, right? So, number one, the ransom note, which was in a weird amount, $118,000, right?
That was the number one red flag. Hate to cut you off, but that was the number one red flag. How many people gonna just say a dollar amount of $118 or whatever? They would at least say 125 or two. Well, at least a solid number, 200,000.
Yes. So $118,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one red flag, like you said. Number two, it was a deadline in the ransom note, and JonBenet parents, John and Patsy, had let that deadline go past before contacting the police, right? So, then, furthermore, into the course of the investigation, the police found out that the amount of the ransom note was equal to how much the husband, father, John, had gotten as a Christmas bonus that year. Okay. Now, mind you, they found her dead the day after Christmas. Okay. And then when the police get to questioning the parents, the father hurry up and run downstairs in the basement and recover her lifeless body, brings it back, brings the body back upstairs, lays the body down, takes the tape off of the mouth of the child, and then covers her up with a blanket. And then it gets even more strange, right? They cleared the parents of any wrongdoing in this child's murder. There was no footprints outside. This was in Boulder, Colorado, so snow on the ground, right? There were no footprints outside of the residence. And then there was also an older brother she had that lived within the house. And it was a few kind of theories. So one was that the brother had hit the little girl in the head with a flashlight that they found on the table. The flashlight didn't contain any remnants of JonBenet or her brother, right? Theory number two was that the mother had lost control of herself in a fit of rage from the young girl. I guess she must have had a lot of bad wedding incidents and may have hit her, like pushed her daughter. The little girl may have struck her head, which is that she had a gash on her forehead. Oh, her picture. And that was another reason that she may have died. But either way, it was just a whole bunch of things. Then over the course of the investigation, they named some other possible suspects. One was like the mall Santa. There was an electrician. There was a nanny. Like, it was just all so strange. So we're kind of bringing this up because I did recently read a report stating that they were going to reopen this cold case because they never solved it because they have new methods in testing DNA. So now they cleared everybody that lived in their household, which includes the mother, the father, and the brother, right? They did make kind of a docu-series about this young girl's very short life and the weird events surrounding her death. And I don't know. It's just wild. It's crazy.
I thought that they said something to the fact, I could be wrong, that they were saying the brother was kind of slow or something or whatever.
He has some mental health issues. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He has some mental health issues. I believe he did end up suing whichever network made that docu-series. So to me, I feel like he didn't have mental health issues like they said he did because he had enough sense to sue him. But yeah.
So
he was kind of just. Go ahead.
no, so I was just wondering. So, did the brother kill the girl, and then the parents covered it up for the son?
I don't know. According to they were all cleared by DNA evidence in like early 2000, and then the mother did end up passing from ovarian cancer.
So she basically, once they opened it back up, she done basically got off.
Yeah, they can't really do anything.
They can't dig her up and send her ass to jail or nothing.
No, unfortunately, we cannot.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's just weird. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Like, I definitely feel like the parents had something to do with it. Every aspect of that investigation was just strange, right? Like,
I feel like the parents only got off. I think the parents paid off somebody to be able to get off on this. Like, something had to happen. And then on top of that, what year did this death happen?
Say it again.
What year did this happen?
In the 90s, I believe.
Okay. And they lived in Colorado. So I'm trying to think about what place in Colorado, what kind of job did this father have that paid out $118,000 Christmas bonus? Like, here's $118,000 for Christmas. Merry Christmas. Like, what job does that?
I want to say he had his own company, but I forgot what kind of company it was. And how he gave himself a bonus, I don't know.
See, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's all I'm like. So it's not like this is a family who had money, and they probably was the elite, like how the elite of the town. If it was like a small town community, they was probably considered the elite of the community, and had ways to pay off people to make stuff disappear. And I feel like this is what this family did.
I
Did
did
they have a
read
life insurance policy on
that
this girl, and then they killed her for the life insurance?
I never saw anything like that, but I did know that the wife liked to throw these lavish, extravagant Christmas parties every year that everybody was invited to.
Oh,
And
see,
I also know that the mother was a pageant queen herself. You know, so I kind of feel some kind of way about having girls that like even engage in that type of stuff. It's one thing if they're playing like dress up, but just to be in competition, like for like a beauty pageant, like I don't even know how that became a sport.
me either.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like it doesn't make any sense. Like we got Miss America. Like what really is that about? Like we giving an award to what? Like these are women that come out here. They look a certain way. I know they're supposed to be engaged in the community some kind of way. Half of the time we don't even know what they have done previously to coming on there,
yeah.
and we may not see them ever again.
I was just ready to say that once they win, you don't really see them again after that. They might do like one or two appearances on like Good Morning America or ET or something like that, and then they just disappear. But
Yes.
I'm leaning towards
So
either I'm leaning towards either the mother had some type of psychotic break and killed the daughter, or the brother had some type of psychotic and killed the daughter, and the daddy paid to have it covered up to make it seem like somebody else did it.
well, I do feel like they did it because they needed money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do know that her cancer that she died from was a recurrence. So that means she previously had it. They may have been tapped because of medical bills. You never know. Being in pageants is not cheap. I do know
Mm-hmm.
that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a lot. Maybe she was strained, trying to keep up impressions. Then she has an older son that has some mental health issues, you know. And it really doesn't say too much about the father. Really, you
Right.
really don't say much about the father. You get a lot about the mom for some reason. So
That's
that
what I'm
was
saying.
like,
He paid to have his name kept out of it. He did something. That father did something.
It's a possibility, like you said. I mean, they had to been the pretty well off um um family in that it probably was a small part of that damn state or whatever, like
Mm.
Mayberry or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like a little small community where that they was considered the elite of the community.
And they gave donations, this and that. So w- once something came up, they
Provided
watched,
jobs to it.
washed hands in it, wash their
Mm.
back or scratch their back on it or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
They want them to take their money elsewhere and do other things with it. Some it's just weird what people do in life nowadays. Nothing really seems to surprise me.
Right.
I mean, I think it's just weird that they want to reopen the case because they quote unquote have new made leaps and bounds in DNA testing of evidence. And I'm just like, for what? For why? You know? So
Right.
I know it's one of those age old um, cold cases that everybody wants to be solved, but I don't think it's ever going to get solved.
Right.
Like
I
you said.
don't think, yeah, especially with them, the father moving the body and the whole crime scene being tampered with. There's no way that this case is going to get solved.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a statute of limitations somewhere up in there to where it done been so
Well,
long?
they're considering it a murder, so there is no statute of limitations.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and even if the people are dead who committed the murder, it's just the fact that they will have a conclusion to what happened. Is why they're opening up this case also.
Now let me find out they reopen this case and they're gonna pin it on the mother because she dead to close it.
Right.
Because I don't, I see somebody doing that.
Right.
I see somebody pulling some strings like that, like, oh, we retested the DNA evidence from years ago, and it does show that the mom, blah 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 blah, DNA was found on this, that, and the other, and like, child, bye.
Because he paid for it to say that.
She can't, yeah, well, and she can't defend herself because she passed away,
Right.
So,
As we switch gears, I guess. Are we good?
yeah, we're good.
Okay. So as we switch gears, the talk of the American Music Awards. It wasn't Pink doing the Olivia John Newton tribute. It wasn't Charlie Puth and Stevie Wonder singing "We Are the World" with some other people behind them that I know who it is, to Lionel Richie. The talk of the night that was all over the internet. Chris Brown won the award for favorite R&B male artist and got booed.
Yeah, what's the name stuck up for him? What's the chick name?
And this woman right here, in that beautiful gown, said, chill, we ain't gonna do that. And gave Chris Brown some praise. And the reason why Chris Brown got booed was because the whole Michael Jackson, the 40th anniversary of Thriller, got like anniversary performance that they were going to put together got canceled. So that's why the fans was booing. And a producer came out and said that who helped produce the show, saying like, well, shows like this always has a lot of changes, and they had to make. I think they had to make some cuts, or some things didn't fit in, or something like it didn't fit with the theme of the show. It was some type of what's the term I should call it? It's almost like an excuse that they gave. I can't think of the term that I'm trying to think of, but it was almost like one of those. I'm just gonna tell y'all this and shut up type of things. And they were so far along with this whole Michael Jackson tribute thing. Sierra and Chris Brown both posted videos of them rehearsing for this. So this was supposed to be a for sure thing. It was supposed to make it into the show, and the day of the show, it gets cut.
I think that they just don't want Chris Brown to be acting the part out as far as his past or whatever have you. So that's my outlook on it.
But my thing is, why even go through leaps and bounds to even get on the show? You got Sierra rehearsing, you got him rehearsing, just to cancel it last minute because whatever backlash you think you're gonna have because of him and his previous history. And I mean, Chris Brown is always gonna sell out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people are gonna have their opinions. There's a lot of artists out there that have done things in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just to single him out, like, he's a great artist, like, hands down. And if I wanted to see anybody do a Michael Jackson tribute, I feel like he would kill it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I totally 100% agree.
It was all of that was just stupid to me. You know, it was just a waste. It was a waste of time.
And the thing about it is, they also, the American Music Awards, y'all promoted this as part of the show, leading up to the show, and then the show comes, and y'all didn't do the performance. I mean, I feel like, especially for minorities, if they're like, there was a time I used to watch every award show. Now I'm a bit older. I don't really watch any of the award shows whatsoever, unless there is a certain artist on there that I'm like, oh, I want to see that performance. Like, I like
And I
Charlie
feel like
Puth. So
this would have been a performance, you know?
yeah, this would have been a performance that would have made me watch this award show. Just like I like Charlie Puth. So they say, hey, Charlie Puth is gonna be on The Voice or he's performing at this and that award show. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just saying. So people have their picks and artists of who they're gonna watch. So there's a certain reason why some of these people who don't really watch will watch the award show, which would get them more ratings. Which is what they want. They want high ratings for these shows. So that's why they try to bring in all the top guns when it comes to certain artists. And they dropped the ball.
Absolutely, they did. It was terrible.
I
It was
don't
terrible.
know.
And I hope somebody else picks up this performance so we can see it.
Right.
Because this watching the stuff on Instagram of how they were performing him and Sierra, like it looks like it's gonna be a great performance.
Speaking of performers,
Who the hell is Charlie Poop?
he's a R&B singer.
Oh, never heard of him.
He made that song, It's Been a Long Day Without You, My Friend. And
That's Slade.
That's him.
Slade.
But yeah, that's him. Speaking of performers though.
BB King.
So something came out last night. And August Alsina, I need you to stop pretending to be gay.
Yeah, okay. Like,
because the way how dude walked into the room and the way how they hugged, that was like, yeah, we bro hugs, like we bros. Like that wasn't I love you hug. Like where was the kiss? Like I would expect him to walk in, kiss them on camera, gave him a real like I'm in love with you hug. That was like we best friends hug.
So I didn't see the video. You got the video? You got the video? No.
I do not have the video.
I didn't watch it. So I did come across that today during my stroll through social media. So I was a little shocked. I wasn't like what? Like what?
And to me, I feel like he's only doing it because I don't believe he's 100% gay. Like you ain't just have this whole entanglement with Jada Pinkett Smith, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm gay. Like what? Like no, you're doing this because you need to be relevant again. So how can I be relevant again? I'm going to say I'm gay to have all the gay guys talking about me so I can be relevant again. That's what I feel like this is. This is just a publicity stunt to become relevant again.
That's the dude that had an affair with
Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah.
With Little Wibby.
Yeah.
So the way that he reacted with that whole situation, and now we have this here, he got some stuff going on inside of his head we don't know nothing about. You know, it sounds like he might have some abandonment issues. You know, it's just weird, right? It's just weird, and I mean, I'm not knocking, and maybe he do. Who's to say? I can't tell if somebody loves somebody or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it's just strange. Like you said, you trying to stay relevant. I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that.
Because the way how the guy walked into the camera, so like even on some reality shows or even in like movies, or even you can notice somebody doing it in real life. Like you can watch a couple in real life, and when that person's lover walk into the room and the way how they look at their lover, like the lust that you see, like it's a certain look.
Okay.
And when the dude walked into the room, it was just like, oh, what up, bro?
Do you think he's pretending about his preference, or do you think it's not really that person? Do you think he does like males and it's not just necessarily that person? He's not really in love with that person, and that's just the way that he's trying to come out?
I think he's not in love with that person. Okay. And I don't really think that he's gay. I think he's doing it for a publicity stunt because, to be honest, there are a lot of straight TikTok stars who consider themselves influencers, whatever. They're famous. They got a lot of followers on TikTok. There are some of them who have sex with other men just for the simple fact of selling the OnlyFans page and making money off of OnlyFans. They would have sex with other men just for the sake of OnlyFans. but then live a whole totally different life outside of that. So I just feel
I
like this
mean,
is one of those situations where he's just pretending to do this just to become relevant again. Because once again, who was talking about August Alsina until this happened? Because
I
after the
mean,
whole
he's fine
Tatum thing,
and all, but he a little bit too fine. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
He
I'm
a
just
little
like
bit too
after the
fine.
whole Jada Pickett thing, and then when that whole situation died down and people stopped talking about it, and they stopped talking about him, it was just like he was like, okay,
But I
well,
don't understand why, because he made good music. So all he had to do was make some good music.
yeah. But I feel like he made good music. I feel like he's one of those artists. This is why I keep saying like they need to bring back 106 and Park or something like that, because he's one of those artists like Trey Songz and Keisha Cole, Lettucey, what's the one girl, Melanie Fiona. All these people who had big hits were only relevant when that show was on the air.
I
And then
don't know about Trey Songz. Trey Songz got some bangers, and now he in
yeah,
trouble again. But
yeah,
that's a
I
whole
mean,
nother
yeah, but he
conversation.
hasn't like he had bangers back then when 106 and Park was on, and they was playing his videos constantly to make him relevant. And then now, without that show being there, like Trey Songz put out a whole album and nobody knew about it.
I did because I'm a Trey Songz fan. But I stopped like listening to his music because of all the allegations of abuse towards women lately.
There was that, yeah, but she got cleared up.
Yeah. Well, no, he just had another one that just happened.
Oh
Like
god
the
damn!
other day. Yeah, exactly.
Oh
So
shit! Maybe the shit is real then.
Everybody can't be fine, right?
Right, but it was. I just feel like it was a lot of artists who post 106 and Park going off the air, like they careers haven't been the same far as music wise.
Well, I feel like the whole taste or trend in music has changed after that as well. Like you don't really see too many like male R&B stars anymore, besides like Chris Brown.
And you're right. All we got is Chris Brown and The Weeknd. Other than that, we stuck with people like Harry Styles. To me, Charlie Puth is a great R&B artist. Justin Timberlake once was an R&B artist, and then he just tried something different, and it was just horrible. I don't know what that last album was, but yeah, I just feel like me personally, I just feel like a lot of those people depending on that show for their music to get out there. Like I've never seen, I don't remember Keisha Cole ever being on Good Morning America. I don't remember. It's like when it comes to like the mainstream shows where other artists like people were like Janet and Mariah and Beyonce or The Weeknd or a lot of these other artists like Harry Styles, like they can go pop up at these places and be like, hey, I want to come in and promote my album and do a performance here, and they can do that like in the middle of Times Square. August Alsina, Keisha Cole, these artists, they can't call Good Morning America or be like, hey, I want to come on and promote my album and do an outdoor concert series. Them like, no. And I feel like 106 and Park was that place to go to promote their music. There was the only outlet they had to really promote their music. Like there's no shows really for artists like them to promote their music. That's what 106 and Park was. And once that died, their music careers died. There wasn't no more hits after that. There wasn't no I reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. I might do okay on the R&B charts, but other than that, their careers died.
Well,
Yeah, I feel like it's a
because
go ahead.
their music wasn't all that. I mean, some people wind up being one hitter quitters or whatever have you, and I mean they can only make one song, and they try to make other songs and put them out there, and they never make it.
Yeah, I mean, like, so R&B chart wise, Keisha Cole always did well when she put out an album. She might not have had the Billboard Hot 100 hits, but she had the R&B hits to her name. And like I said, like she had an album that after 106 and Park went off the air, it came and went. I don't even know. There's no TV performances of this song. There's nothing but I went out on tour and I toured, walked this album, and that was it.
So, so I will say this, even though we don't have those music video shows anymore, I've always been a big fan of music videos. That's my thing. Like I would go, so I utilize YouTube a lot. You know, I will go and I will find a music video and I will
See,
watch it and I will watch it. I will watch it. And I will watch it.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, people
saying?
will go on YouTube, but like a lot of these people, like, yeah, I put the video out for this single, but for a lot of people, even though they put out the single didn't do well until they gave some type of great live performance of the single. And if there's no place for them to do it, it's not going to do well.
I mean, I feel like YouTube is still a good platform to these
I mean,
cinematographers
mm-hmm.
to display their creativity, and I feel like that is a good thing. Like now, it would be nice if somebody would make a YouTube show and do like a countdown. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's what
that
I'm
would be
saying. Like they
perfect.
need, like people like them need a countdown show where their video is being played on there and all that other kind of stuff to just to get the music out there.
I
Because
feel
there
like
might
it
be
should.
somebody that might be scrolling through the cable channels and like, oh well, oh this show is on. Oh, they're playing. Oh, this is a nice song or video, whatever. That's no, just random stuff like that. Because you gotta think, besides the people who are fans of that person, yes, YouTube is there as a platform, but if somebody who doesn't know them doesn't go searching for them, how are you gonna get a new audience?
Well, I will say this: if I hear something on like the radio, say I happen to be listening to the radio, which is rare, um, and I hear a song because I'm the type of person I fall in love with music when I'm in the car. That's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in the car, I'm listening to this song, I don't quite know what the name of the song is or even who the person is that's singing it. I get on YouTube and put some type of phrase or segment of the
Mm-hmm.
song that I heard. It'll pull it up right away. It'll give me who made it. I can see a video to go along with it. Boom, I'm finna get on Apple Music or whatever streaming service I use. I'm gonna add it to my play. Like that's usually like the timeline of events for me to discover new music.
You
Or
gotta
I
think,
happen
but
to hear
this,
somebody else playing it, it's just things like that, or I hear it in a movie somewhere. I just kind of feel like just the countdown thing might just be a little outdated for the population that they're trying to target. Like they don't like I would say like my kids, they don't watch TV.
you're right.
They don't watch TV.
But if it's like a countdown show that's online, they might they
Yeah,
might not watch it live, but eventually it's going to get watched.
yeah. And then
And
if they
and then
watch
on top of
something,
that,
they binge watch it.
with the newer generation, yeah, I think a lot of them don't even listen to the radio. Everything is either their Bluetooth in their phones to the car, listens to music, or it's going to be satellite radio.
Or
Hmm.
Facebook
Right,
as
or
well.
Facebook.
Yeah,
So like
some
I feel like it don't necessarily has to be a countdown show that's like per se on TV. It should need to be online somewhere where people who might not have discovered these people
You're
or
probably
know about these
right.
people or heard about these people can now discover them kind of artists.
I agree.
Oh man, theater, I just want you to know you old as hell. But we are already coming over our time, and I didn't get to the video. We gotta get to these videos, but before we get into the videos, don't forget to head over to habits365.com. Use code active for receive 20% off your purchase. Don't forget to head over to repsports.com. Use code Martin1 and receive 5% off your purchase.
Okay, I got one question.
Uh-huh.
Did you watch that video that I sent you about the dude tearing up sharks on 35th and North Avenue?
I don't think I have that video.
I sent it to you today. I could have swore I did. Did you ever see it, Tina?
Nope.
I'll send it to you too if you ain't.
Yeah, yeah, resend it to me. I gotta check and see it. Yeah, make sure you send it to me. That I can play it on whenever we do the next episode.
Tore that son bitch up. Then they tore his ass up. All them Ahab Indians or whatever the fuck run. It's like they call instead of calling the cops, dude. It's so funny. I have Tiana, whatever her name is, up there on the 9th floor, 8th floor, whatever have you. She held my phone. I'm like, damn phone, I gotta go. But we watched it, man. Instead of them calling the police, they called other people from Sharks. They came and tore his ass up over there by that pick and save. They them all outside. That motherfucker,
you definitely gonna have to see in that video again.
Yeah.
So this first video, I feel like it's old man theater. So I'm gonna play this video for y'all, and y'all let me know if y'all feel like this is old man theater.
What time? Yeah, well, no, the thing is though is that she's got to go out and then come back in. I'm just having a look at the window. But I was given the Callum, I'm on the phone! Sorry, fuck off. Oh my god, sorry. Fucking hell.
What the hell happened to his neck?
I feel like that theater. If he gets scared, his head gonna move, but his body gonna stay.
I get to swinging. And cussing motherfuckers out. You know better than that.
Oh my god, I feel like that's you. Okay, so I got another one that's from a stand-up comedy show. It's a dad and son routine. So I'm gonna play this one for y'all.
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you for making me feel less ashamed that I had more accidents than my two.
Did he just call me an accident? I'm a little confused here, ladies and gentlemen. I am not gonna lie. I don't know if that was directed at me or not. I sure fucking hope not, man.
Oh, I can't wait to tell your brother and sister that. You're gonna have a new nickname around the house, I think.
What? The man wanted to know if that was his accident. All right, so we got one more for y'all, and then we're gonna do final thoughts because Tina gotta get something off her chest, so we're gonna go play video.
Anybody remember the struggling process to figure out whether you had a snow day or not? Because what I just found out is the schools nowadays just send a text message. Done deal, school's closed. What did we do? I'll tell you what we did. We still got up 6 fucking a.m. We got ready like assholes because you didn't know if you were going to get a 2-hour delay. A delay doesn't matter. You went down the stairs, you poured yourself a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you just watched the news. You watched the bottom like it was ESPN, the scores. The ticker just... They're on the J's. They're on the J's. By the way, this was the only time all of us just forgot how the alphabet worked. We're M. They're on L's. Is that after L? Is it LMNOP? And God forbid if your school started with a W or Z, you're already on your second bowl of CTC. You're just sitting there talking shit about nearby schools. If they're closed, we have to be closed, right? There's no way, right? Then you saw your school 2 hours. How do we have a 2-hour delay? Your mom would always be like, well, at least you get to go in like, hey, Diane, zip it. We're out of milk too, by the way, so.
So I remember those days, and I wish it was an easy where you could just get a text message and you know if school was canceled or delayed for that day. I remember getting up on them cold winter mornings and you sitting there and you see that it snowed a lot outside and you see this school closed and scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I remember sitting there because I'll always miss it for my school or for Milwaukee Public Schools because I always tend to do something to miss it. So I had to sit there for 15 to 20 minutes, so it felt like eternity, trying to figure out if school was closed just for it to say school was open. I was upset. I wish it was just a text message.
That was y'all generation. Our generation.
What was your generation?
Get your damn boots on, your ass going to school.
I mean, there was a few occasions where it was a lot of snow outside and cold. Like I remember one year They was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a wind chill of negative 15 degrees. It felt like every other school district closed and stuff. MPS, we had our asses out there in negative 15-degree weather, showing up for school, while all these other the Caucasian schools was closed.
You better put on about 5 pair of socks and an extra pair of blue jeans.
Dude, once I went to school, I had on 3 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of long johns with my regular pants on up under there, and 2 long john shirts with my regular school shirt and my coat and gloves on.
I remember times when we walking stiff, got so many fucking clothes on and shit. Be like, what the fuck?
Right.
You have to get undressed. You got your whole wardrobe on.
Right. What's this right here that's saying WTF? We played that last week. So, with that being said, y'all, we can head into final thoughts. Just remember that Old Man Theater is the guy where his body stayed, but his neck didn't. That's Old Man Theater. So, yeah, we can.
I ain't got no damn neck, motherfucker. See, no neck.
Which I can't hear nothing for some reason.
Hey, Tina. Hey.
What's up?
Okay, I gotta switch to the laptop because I can't hear.
What is going on?
Damn, you show is ugly.
That mic is.
Now can you hear? Now can you hear?
I can't hear nothing.
Sign language.
Okay.
Sign language.
Okay, so yeah, we can do final thoughts. Hit it.
Okay, so.
Oh wait, we gotta give Tina a solo layout for this, y'all. Hold on.
What? Okay.
Damn.
Okay, don't solo layout me.
Do that again. One more time.
I ain't messing with you, then.
One more time. Damn. I want an 8x10, 5x9, 6x6, 4x4. Hell.
Child, I'm not gonna deal with y'all.
You can be my windshield.
Okay, so I just want to say I want everybody to try to remain as humble and stay as humble as they can, and to always remember to stay in your damn lane. Like, I just don't understand why people decide they want to be condescending, why they want to be arrogant, why they want to talk down to people, like all this, that, and the other. Like, listen, I got one mama, one daddy. You ain't the boss of me. Okay. I think I'm really tired of a lot of stuff, especially in my field where I'm trying to get to. It is not a lot of me. And I feel like that I get talked down to because of that. I don't know, man. I don't know. What you think, Anthony? Martell?
Asshole.
Lord, we can't hear you because you muted.
So yeah, I had a senior moment. So I feel like people should stay in their lane, mind their own damn business. You're right, there's not a lot of people of us doing certain things, and we need more people of us doing certain things, because I feel like more people of us doing certain things would have more of a chance for better health, and actually somebody advocate for us who understand our lifestyles and the way how we live and eat, and can recommend proper dieting and better ways to take care of ourselves, and instead to enjoy the things that we like. So for the person that is trying to stop the person from trying to be that for their community, go suck a dick.
Well put. Well put. that's my final thought. I mean, I had to do some soul searching and some deep thinking, and had to remember that I have to remain professional at all times, and that there's one way, more than one way to skin a cat. Because, honey, I'm gonna figure it out.
Shit, I know how to skin a cat. Well, my final thought is I think that we of color should be more respected in the workplace than what we are. And fucking speeders down. Sherman need to cut the bullshit out and slow the shit down, and motherfuckers need to stop hitting people and running over people and killing people.
Ooh, I feel like that's every street here.
And yeah, but mainly, trust me, late nights I travel Sherman Street and it never changes.
Sherman, Cat.
Yeah, but
Titonga.
I'm just speaking when I leave work late at night, I still run across the same shit, and it's like it needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to and everybody blaming on the raising of people, this and that. No, motherfuckers having common sense and realizing that all lives matter. I'm not gonna just say black lives, but all lives matter, because when it comes down to it, I mean, it's us against them, or whatever have you. I mean, it's just a mad ass world out here, and we need to come together and figure out something, whether it's something that we can figure out or not. Figure out something that we can slow this shit down.
Okay.
Legalize marijuana. So my final thought.
And Montel is an asshole. That wasn't supposed to come out right now.
So my final thought.
Two of them.
Is for me. Tina's Thanksgiving me. So Auntie just bring her best friends to Thanksgiving dinner. We know y'all ain't just best friends.
I'm done with you.
We know y'all ain't just best friends. You so big now, ain't seen you since you was baby. You remember me?
So I get so tired of hearing that. Like, what?
Trying to get the next one going for y'all. Wait on that one cousin so y'all can make moves.
Like, y'all ain't fooling nobody.
Wait. Speaking of Drake, did y'all see his latest hair proof where he got permed his hair, whatever that shit is that he did to his hair, looking like a 1950s I don't know. I can't even explain it. He just like something from like he should be singing nights like this. That's what Drake looks like now. That how old is he now? Cause that he's standing up the whole time. That's probably theater to get together.
Raindrops keeps falling on my head.
What?
That's your daddy.
Come get grandma a kiss. Yeah, this is. I can just use my arrows. Okay, you're not spending the night. Now get your coat. I mean, you're not spending the nights. Yeah, so get your coat. I've heard that so many times at family get-togethers. So you trying to go spend the night at your favorite cousin's house and stuff, and then you hear that right there from the mama, your mama, and stuff like that. They used to piss me off so much. When it's time to sleep and the plate kid is missing. I can see theater doing this at a family gets together. His mouth that wide, raising all kind of hell because somebody done took his plate.
No, they know better. That's more like me right there, huh?
You come in on purpose and the food's still not ready. Hey, wait, because I don't been to some family get together where they're like, yeah, we don't. Everybody shut about 3 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock. And food's still ready to get there at 6:37. The food still ain't done yet. Like, what the fuck? How? I feel it. We go to get a to-go place stash and someone ate it. But someone ain't eat yet. Okay, there we go.
You been drinking today?
I don't know. That one
Is
auntie
that your baby pictures?
No. That one auntie that stepped her wig game up every year. I feel like this is the evolution of the crackhead auntie at the get-togethers. How your grandma gonna look if you bring one of those patty pies for her house for Thanksgiving? I haven't heard nobody talk about patty pies in a while. Is that still a thing?
I ain't heard about that either.
I've never had a patty pie. Have y'all had the patty pie before?
Oh. I've never had one.
Pumpkin pie.
Stop. Older black people know they can just make you feel about that big. Not your hair done, and they still ask you what you're gonna do to your hair.
Yes, I've seen that happen before too. Y'all come help clean up this kitchen for me. Disappearing like I'm.
That's you. This is a nice.
I already knew that. That'd be so much work and stuff.
Yeah, you know it's lit. I got like 5 decks of cards up there.
I was waiting on
I don't know where my dominoes went though. Somebody took those.
I say fat man, Lord have mercy. Old man theater looks like the one that's like Damaho.
Yeah, a slap a bitch.
When you about to pass off from your foreplay and your grandma bust out the banana pudding.
John, you better put that on to-go plate. Stick that mug in the refrigerator, take a nap, and go back at it.
I think banana. I've never. No, I don't like anything with banana. No.
Me neither.
They can keep banana pudding. I am sorry, they can keep it. Your mama said we can play in your room.
That's you. That's you.
I used to hate that. I didn't like that either. When you get put on the spot to say grace.
Now that'd probably be a look that I give. Like, what the fuck?
To be honest,
they do it every time.
This is like a baby version of Uncle Ben.
What's wrong with y'all?
You leave my childhood friend alone.
Why you bring me a roll, 2 deviled eggs, some ham, and some more tea?
Now that could be Corey.
When you come back from the store run with your cousin.
Again, y'all ain't fooling nobody.
Yes, we do be fooling people. But I don't even like. You gonna eat whatever I put on this plate. I've heard that so many times growing up.
Child.
Oh, that's it. We have no option, but we had to. I swear to God, we didn't. But anyways, y'all got an extra 25 minutes of us. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Same Cast Different Day podcast. We will see y'all after the Thanksgiving break. I'll have to talk to the crew to decide on what day we're going to make our return back after the break. And we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And don't forget, if you don't know how to make a turkey, turkey ball, or whatever it's called, go to the store. I wasn't done yet. Go to the store and buy you some turkey. Ain't nothing wrong with some turkey. Go to the store and buy you some turkey. It turned out just fine. Just eat some turkey. And y'all have a good one. Okay, all right now. Happy Thanksgiving.
And if y'all need some Christmas lights, let me know before Christmas. Oh.